In a poor small town, a poor student had a sudden idea to build a rocket to the sky. As expected, his idea was laughed at by everyone, but he was not discouraged. Instead, he found like-minded buddies to study together. The first rocket destroyed the fence at home, and the second almost destroyed his father's office. But it was these failures that he slowly summed up his experience, and others also stopped laughing. This time, Homer brought his buddies to an open space 8 kilometers away. With the materials sponsored by the timber merchant, they quickly had a control room and a launch pad. The next thing was the problem of rocket fuel and boosters. So in the chemistry class, they secretly added sugar to potassium chlorate. After putting on alcohol, the violent reaction showed that their idea was not wrong. So the third launch began, and there was an uncle who came to watch the scene that day. But unexpectedly, the rocket turned sharply due to the violent fuel, and directly scared the African-American uncle. Homer hurriedly stepped forward to apologize, but the uncle was not only not angry, but also enthusiastically pointed out their problems. It turned out that the heat of the exhaust gas was too high and melted the gasket, causing the rocket to lose balance. The solution is simple, just replace it with a more heat-resistant steel pipe, but the better the quality, the more expensive the price. They simply don't have that much money. So after struggling many times, a few people came to the abandoned railway. After exhausting all their efforts, they finally dismantled a section, but unexpectedly, the train was coming not far away, and the few people were immediately frightened and rushed to stop the train. As a result, the train changed lanes at the fork, and it turned out to be a false alarm. So the next second, everyone got the funds by selling scrap iron, and the problem of rocket imbalance was finally solved. But not long after, new problems appeared again, and the rocket sometimes exploded in midair, and sometimes it exploded before it took off. After countless failures, the top student analyzed that there were bubbles in the propellant, and after ignition, the bubbles became small combustion causing internal explosion. Homer suddenly realized. So that night, the four of them secretly found pure alcohol, and then they invited the teacher to watch the results together. But unexpectedly, the scene was already surrounded by students and residents in the town. It turned out that the news was deliberately released by the brother, and everyone was waiting to see their jokes. But unfortunately, they succeeded this time. The rocket soared directly into the sky at the moment of ignition, and everyone was stunned and began to cheer. Mr. Riley happily asked Homer, "Do you have confidence in participating in the science exhibition now? Maybe this time the champion is you." After returning to school, the teacher personally gave Homer a book on rocket design principles. Although the book designed complex calculus and differential equations, Homer excitedly stated,
"I learned everything. Best present anyone's ever given me."
After several improvements, the rocket flew higher and higher, and even the newspaper published the news of their invention of the rocket, and kindly called them Rocket Kids. But what I never expected was that because of this newspaper, the police soon came to the door, saying that their launched rocket caused a fire in the mountains. Even if the teacher defended them, in the end, several people were still taken to the police station. After learning the news, his father angrily bailed him out, constantly reprimanding him for always being disobedient. And the other buddies also suffered the same scolding from their parents. This time everyone was completely discouraged. Maybe they really shouldn't be wishful thinking. On that night, Homer burned their dreams with his buddies. But just when a few people were sad, unfortunate news came again.